Hello and welcome back to my channel. I'm Michelle Nedwick and I make healthy lifestyle videos that include some new recipes, some fashion content, some beauty content, a look into my life, and I'm also documenting my journey on a GLP-1 and Weight Watchers. So if you've been following my channel, you know that my fiance Mike and I recently went on a vacation to Pensacola Beach. We got back last Sunday. And my cat, Kylie, who had been sick since November, she had thyroid and kidney disease, had taken a turn for the worse. And we ended up having to put her down Tuesday night. So my week has just been kind of sad, and I've been upset and kind of unable to get back on track. Now, I know last Sunday's video, or I think actually it was Monday, I talked about getting back on track after vacation. Well, the whole thing with Kylie, I'm still upset. I mean, pets are a part of your family, and they're like your children, and losing them is very, very hard. I know I did the right thing because she was suffering, but it doesn't make it any easier. But needless to say, I really haven't gotten back on track yet. So when I went to my Weight Watchers meeting yesterday morning, I was a little bit worried that I had gained a ton of weight. And I did gain, but only 1.0 pounds. So I'm gonna call that a win. In fact, I have been suffering from some constipation, and that could well be that pound, if not more. I'm doing all the things. I'm having Marilax in my coffee. I'm taking probiotics. I am taking magnesium before I go to bed and Colace stool softener. So I had some problems on vacation, like I said, but hopefully getting back in a routine will help. I have not worked out all week, and I really had planned on it, but I'm feeling better. I'm getting used to not having Kylie around. And I have told you about my cat, Leo. Here's a picture of Leo watching over Kylie when she was sick. He was such a good boy and very upset. And then this is a picture of Leo. I want to say it was like Wednesday morning, after she didn't come home from the vet's Tuesday night, and he's just given me this intense look. He's suffering still, but he's doing okay. He's eating, he's cuddling with me finally. He was mad at me for 2 days or just didn't understand, but he's getting back to being himself. So I'm glad this week is behind me. And now I can try to get back on track myself. So today is Sunday. Mike and I are just doing some work around the house. I think I'm gonna make a pasta salad that I really like. I use tortellini, and I just use one package of that. And I use turkey, pepperoni, some cherry tomatoes, some red onion, and I chop up some green olives. And then I use the Ken Lights balsamic vinaigrette dressing, and that just makes a really tasty pasta salad. Oh, and I forgot the cheese. I also add shredded mozzarella cheese and shredded Parmesan cheese with salt, pepper, garlic, that kind of thing. So I think I'm going to have something light like that for dinner tonight. And Mike has his Blackstone up and running. So if he wants something a little extra, we've got burgers and that sort of thing. So that's my plan for tonight. I actually did that tortellini pasta salad in a video. I'll have to try to see if I can find it. And if I do, I will link it in the description box below. But it's like my favorite pasta salad. So my plan this week is to start working out again. I have that 10-pound weighted vest, and I have walked a couple of times. I just do 2 miles with the weighted vest, and that has worked out fine. And I'm also going to go back to my favorite YouTuber, Gina B from Australia. Her channel is Up to the Beat Fit, and I have a lot of her videos in the fitness playlist that I have in my description box below. It's my fitness challenge playlist. So I want to do at least 3 videos, and I want to walk with my weighted vest at least 1 time. Now I'm also going to get back into tracking, and one thing I love with the new Weight Watchers app is it counts your macros. So it's not just points, it gives you a full image of your day. It shows you how many carbs, how many proteins, how much sodium, and that sort of thing, and how many calories. And it will count all of that in addition to the Weight Watcher points. So my goal is to try to stay around 1,200 calories, and hopefully that will get me back on track. The other thing I want to do is a little bit of carb cycling this week. Now, I have done the fast metabolism diet in the past, but I think this week I'm just going to try to eat healthy whole foods. And then on Monday and Tuesday, I'll incorporate fresh fruit and that sort of thing. And then on Wednesday and Thursday, I'm going to do lean protein and vegetables. And I'm going to do that for 2 days. And I think that kind of tricks your body into shedding some weight. And then on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, it's relatively low carb, but adding some healthy fats like avocado and olive oil. So I'm going to try that, and hopefully I'll have some good news to report next Saturday. So it is Sunday, and I did go to the Weight Watcher meeting yesterday, so it is time for my Weight Watcher motivation segment based upon the meetings. So let me grab my trusty iPad. So if you've seen in my previous videos, I told you guys that Weight Watchers was in the process of filing for bankruptcy. I'm not sure if they have already filed or they are getting ready to, but they have partnered with Eli Lilly in their Weight Watchers clinic to utilize Lilly's pharmacy for the Lilly Direct vials, which come in 2.5 milligrams for $349 a month, and then 5 milligrams, 7.5 milligrams, and 10 milligrams at $499 a month. I'm not sure exactly how Weight Watchers does that as far as their pricing goes, but that has helped get their stock values up. So yesterday, when I got into the meeting, I found out that it was Weight Watchers' 62nd birthday. Weight Watchers has been around for 62 years. And my leader, Michelle, did a poll and had everybody, raise their hand and keep holding it. How many have been a Weight Watcher member for 5 years? 10 years? 15 years? 20 years? 25 years? That's where I had to drop. But there was a lady there in the meeting who has been a member for 45 years. And she actually got up and spoke about what Weight Watchers has meant to her. And it was very moving. So, and the other thing, I don't know if you guys know this, but my best friend Gina, who I talk about all the time, we actually met and became friends at Weight Watchers right after I had my son 25 years ago. And I kind of knew of Gina because we kind of went in the same circles, but I had never really talked to her or been friends with her. And she had lost 100 pounds. And I went up to her and started up a conversation, and the rest is history. So she's been my best friend for 25 years, and she is still my Weight Watcher buddy. And it does help to have a buddy to do this with, whether it's GLP-1 or it's just watching your weight. It's nice to have somebody to talk to about your struggles and to be accountable to. So the meeting was about going to the in-person Weight Watchers meeting. And the topic was called The Strength of Showing Up. And I know that's very specific to the Weight Watchers meeting. So if you're a member, I encourage you to attend the weekly meetings in person. I do think that I get more motivation out of that than I do strictly online. And I also have become friends with the people that go there and have been inspired by other people's stories. Now, if you're not a Weight Watcher member, find a buddy. I think having somebody to be accountable to really helps. But she had us all, first thing, she passed out little yellow sticky notes and wanted us to write down why we come to the Weight Watcher meeting. And I wrote down to stay mindful. And how I mean that for me is, I had a rough week, and before that I had vacation, and I knew I hadn't been on track. And it would be so easy just to blow off the meeting. But instead, I woke up, I got ready, I went to the meeting, I weighed in, I faced the music, and I came out with a much better mindset. And I feel like I can start over and get back on track. So that's why I went to the meeting, and it keeps me accountable. Then she asked, what don't you miss about the old Weight Watcher plans? And of course, when I started, they had this plan called the selection plan, and that was awful. They had food broken down into breads and starches, proteins and fats, and then you tracked your water, all on these paper trackers. It didn't talk about calories, there were no points, and it was almost impossible to figure out how to count things, unless you actually did a Weight Watchers recipe that told you this is 3 proteins and 1 fat and blah, blah, blah. It was super hard. It was super hard to figure out and to apply to real life. So that was definitely one of the things I don't miss from the old Weight Watchers. The other thing people talked about is now the focus is definitely on eating real whole food. There are plenty of 0-point foods that lead you in that direction, as opposed to the prepackaged, the old Weight Watchers, one of the members was saying, was only about losing weight. It was only about the number on the scale. And Weight Watchers wasn't really focused on what you were eating. It was focused on the points and calories. So if you filled your day with junk but stayed under your points, you were still doing good in Weight Watcher eyes. And nowadays, it is more well-rounded. 0-point foods encourage eating whole, real foods. The recipes are way better than they used to be and usually show all the macronutrients. And there are a lot of recipes that you can make for the whole family. So you don't have to make one thing for you and something for the rest of the family. So those were some of the things that people like about the new Weight Watcher plan. The other thing, and this is on other apps as well, I know Lose It has a scanner, and I believe MyFitnessPal has a barcode scanner, but the Weight Watchers app has a barcode scanner, and we were talking about using that in the grocery store. And I don't know how many times I've picked something up, scanned it, and realized, oh my God, this has 15 points for one serving. I'm not buying this. So that's a really helpful benefit to the app. And they also started doing where you can take a picture of your plate and the app will figure it out. And Lose It Premium also has that because Mike's been trying to do the Lose It app and he's been delighted when he takes a picture of his food and he likes to see how close he gets. So it's funny. He's Mr. Tech, so he enjoys stuff like that. The other thing, the app now has extensive information on restaurants, and there are a lot more restaurants in its directory to choose from. So if you know you're going out, you can look that up in advance and kind of figure out what you're going to order. Let's see. People also mentioned they love how the Weight Watcher app now shows the macros, and I do too. And then my leader, Michelle, said, so what hasn't changed about Weight Watchers? And the answer was the group. And I believe that that is what keeps Weight Watchers going strong. People make the difference. She talked about when COVID hit in 2020 and all the meetings shut down and they were virtual. And I did attend some of them, but they weren't the same. And, you know, I get more out of the in-person meetings. I just feel they're really beneficial. Being in the groups keeps you on track, gives you motivation, causes friendships to happen, and more importantly, it keeps you accountable. Now, there are days, and we've all been there, we talked about this, where you just don't want to go to the meeting. And so my leader asks, so when those days hit, why is it that you don't want to go to the meeting? And almost universally, it's because you didn't do well that week and you don't want to face the music, so to speak. But what I try to keep in mind when I go to the meetings is the only person that really cares about that is me. So I'm not doing anybody any favors by staying away. I'm just not letting myself be accountable if I don't go to the meetings. So that has kind of helped with my mindset. I sometimes have to remind myself that the person weighing you, they don't care. They don't care if you gained a pound or you lost a pound. I mean, yes, they care. They want to celebrate your successes and help you get out of slumps, but it's not a reflection on you as a person. So they talked about I got my iPad. They talked about the power of community. And they said that members that attend 3 or more meetings a month lose 3 times as much as those who attend less. That's a lot, 3 times as much. And I kind of believe it. I really think that's true because I know when there have been periods of time where I don't go to the meetings for long stretches, that's when I gain weight. So anyway, the focus of the meeting was show up. So whether you're a Weight Watcher, whether you're on a GLP-1, get a buddy and show up. Track your food, accept that you're not going to be perfect, and just keep going. That's the secret. Just don't give up. And I do think having community does help with that. Weight Watchers is a no judgment zone. It's not so much about what you weigh, it's what you feel. Using a whole approach of fitness, proper hydration, proper sleep, good whole foods, I think it really helps keep us on track. She ended the meeting by saying, "You are worth this time." So hopefully, if Weight Watchers declares bankruptcy, hopefully they won't shut down the meetings. I really do think that they benefit a lot of people. And if you can't make an in-person meeting, but you are an in-person meeting member of Weight Watchers, you can still do the virtual meetings. I'm not sure how that works. I can figure it out. If anybody's interested, you can shoot me a comment below. But, you know, there's a lot of resources. It's a big company. It's a good company. And I hope that it doesn't, cease existing. So we always end the meeting with a saying. And yesterday's saying was, if you had a bad week, you need the meeting. If you had a good week, the meeting needs you. And I think that's so true because I get inspiration from other members. So I'm going to keep going to my meetings. And I'm going to keep bringing you the message every Sunday. All right, guys. Well, if you've made it this far and you've enjoyed this video, give me an emoji of, some grapes. I just went to the grocery store yesterday and stocked up on some fresh fruit and good whole foods. So give me an emoji of grapes. All right, guys, if you liked this video, please like it below and subscribe to my channel. I am trying to grow my channel, and believe it or not, liking this video and commenting and subscribing to my channel, it feeds the algorithm and YouTube will send it out to more and more people. So if you are enjoying this video, please like and subscribe and comment below. All right, guys, I'm going to say goodbye for now, and I will see you next time.